Back to the House Intelligence Committee memo now out. The fear now is that unverified anti-Trump Steele file was filled with conspiracy theories that Mr. Steele was spinning. The memo claims Steele's motivations and payments by Democrats were kept hidden, covered up to the FISA court in order to get a warrant to spy on Trump's advisor and possibly the entire campaign. Again, these are claims from the memo. Here's the House Intelligence memo revealing the motive of the author of the Trump file, Christopher Steele, saying, quote, Steele admitted to DOJ senior official Bruce Orr his feelings against then-candidate Trump in September 2016, when Steele was told Orr that he, Steele, was desperate that Donald Trump not get elected and was passionate about him not being president. Joining me now, former Oversight Committee chair and Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. Congressman, we're so glad you're on the show tonight. You've read the memo. Is it worse than you thought?
It's very, very bad. I mean, there is nothing, to be happy about. It's a sad day for the FBI. We're talking about the senior-most people of the FBI entrusted as the premier law enforcement agency to not do their background, to rely on news accounts, to support a dossier, to end up that it was the same person feeding the news reports. We're better than that. And I think what Director Comey, his tweet today, is equally as concerning, to be so dismissive, saying that's it. He knows that's not all the things that are there. This is 4 pages out of a long series of information. And it really is sad that the FBI stooped to those levels to pursue a political agenda.
Now, sir, we're tracking the other media coverage of this. They are saying that Democrats are going to come out with the answer to this memo. They're going to have their own memo, that this is really about the Russia probe and the importance of keeping the Russia probe going, no meddling, maybe even the midterms. They're worried about Russia in the midterms. I got to tell you something. What's not being talked about in other media, we're covering it here, Congressman. You've talked about it. The average American is really scared. They don't want to have an unaccountable court that approves rubber stamping of spying of average Americans working on a campaign. This is not the America they have grown up in. They're not liking this at all. What's your response?
Yeah. No, this is a principle that's true on either side of the aisle. It's very disingenuous for any Democrat to suggest, oh, this is a nothing burger. Are you kidding me? If Donald Trump had done this, if it happened, against Barack Obama, if it happened against Hillary Clinton, there would be so much outrage, and rightfully so. This is not acceptable. It's not who we are as Americans, and we should not stand for it. I think it's very disingenuous to say there is really nothing here, because the court was snookered, and I think one of the questions has to be to the judge who was taken to the cleaners on this one. What's he going to do about it? Because I think he should haul those people back up before his court.
Yeah, your point is well taken. The Democrats and the media were up in arms when Ed Snowden revealed NSA snooping and it went to WikiLeaks. They wanted transparency then. It doesn't seem to be an issue for them now. There's a striking contradiction there. See, and you're right. Your point's well taken. What if Reagan did this to Mondale? What if George W. did it to Obama? I mean, to your point, former Obama officials Susan Rice and Ben Rhodes and Samantha Power, they were warning everybody about the abuses of President Trump without revealing that they were themselves getting FISA information from surveillance efforts like the one against Carter Page.
That's why this Inspector General report, which will come on the heels of this, will be much more comprehensive. Michael Horowitz at the Department of Justice, Inspector General, has 450 agents. They're going to come up with a very thorough report. This is a person who was appointed by Barack Obama, confirmed by the United States Senate, and it'll be much broader than just this problem that we see here today.
We want to quickly get your reaction to Nancy Pelosi and going after Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer going after James Comey. Take a listen to this soundbite. They really didn't like him back then. Listen.
When the director of the FBI, Mr. Comey, released that letter 2 Fridays ago, he became the leading Republican political operative in the country.
I was appalled by what Director Comey did.
Wittingly or unwittingly, what he did was wrong.
He owes not only Secretary Clinton, but the American people an explanation for what appears to be an appalling action.
So this is like a Molotov cocktail just thrown into a very explosive arena.
Okay, that was Comey reopening the Clinton email probe after the Classified emails were found on Anthony Weiner's laptop. But now the Democrats are saying James Comey is a great guy. Your thoughts?
They have been all over the map. In many ways, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer were right. I think the way James Comey handled this whole thing, top to bottom, is suspect at best. He should have never been involved in that. It goes back to this tarmac meeting between President Clinton and Loretta Lynch. That has huge question marks. An FBI director should have never been making those statements. And then we have recently learned that Mr. McCabe, who's essentially the #2 person at the FBI, actually knew about the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop 3 to 4 weeks before that. So they held it for a long time. So again, it doesn't look good on any side of this. That's why I think it should be something that is not tolerated by both Republicans and Democrats, because the country is the one that got let down. They're not supposed to be partisan, and in this case, they used political means.
Congressman Chaffetz, good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming on.